Yo, what's good? Everyday Superpower, the place where you learn about body language, human dynamics, attraction, repulsion, everything in between. Okie dokie. Two links in the description of this video. One of them will lead you to the dictionary of body language. It's a YouTube playlist I've composed of numerous videos of mine where you will learn how to read someone via their subconscious behaviors. Second link is going to take you to the Patreon where you will join me in watching people's very first dates, where I will break down attraction cues, repulsion cues, and you'll be able to internalize that, translate that in your day-to-day life, and everything is a winner. All right. Now let's move on. Stranger danger. All right. This is I'm gonna speak to this. This one comes from the heart. This is something I have found myself getting into a cycle of in the past, right? Every once in a while in the past. But I'm a little more conscientious of it now because I've spoken to women about it and it's been loud and clear. Okay, so I did a video in regards to perceiving the world through the woman's eyes, not necessarily through the brain of a woman, generally speaking, but more so through the literal perspective of physical reality that a woman is living in a world of giants. The man is strong, dangerous, volatile, and physically capable of causing harm that a woman generally wouldn't. So, we need to understand this when we are creating connections and friendships and bonds with people. We need to bring the walls down of the others through a means of openly declaring through our indirect communication that we aren't threatening, that we don't have ulterior motives, because we don't, right? Duh. But she'll have experiences in her life, no doubt. We all know men who are a little bit funny. You can't go through life without meeting weirdos, psychopaths, um, damaging people, right? We can't go through life without meeting this. Only thing being, a woman has a survival mechanism that compensates more so for the physical safety of oneself. We don't experience that, okay? Because we are man. Biologically speaking, we don't have that outlook to the same degree as a woman. Now, I say all that to say this: being prompt and feeling like we can orchestrate a date from the get-go and feeling like we can lead, which is a good thing, but lead too soon, too surely into a position as to where we take this woman off center. It's not right. Now, I'm not saying on a night out. Well, I am. Yeah, I'm saying everywhere, right? So, let's say we're on a night out and we meet someone, we start talking to someone. Maybe it's in your best interest to communicate, engage, and talk to this woman while she's around her friends, while she's in a space, you know, of public community before asking if she wants to go sit down in one of the quiet booths or asking if she wants to go to another club isolated from the rest of the world just with you, because she will feel uncomfortable in the sense that it's not optimal for her survival. She doesn't necessarily really know who you are, and if you haven't gone out of your way to bring them walls down and showcase the fact that you don't have negative intentions, you're probably going to trigger the heck out of her when you, in your mind, feel like you're putting your best foot forward and being confident and doing everything you should do as far as what they tell you should do. But it's just a little too prompt, it's just a little too direct, and it's not going to work in your favor. It's gonna build that wall straight back up 20 times over, because she's gonna just be like, whoa, blown me away a little bit. You could be a creep. I've recognized the pattern here. You could be a creep. Why are you trying to get me away so fast? And I'm saying this through personal experience, because me, when it comes to like dating apps, and when it comes to engaging on social media and so forth, like small talk and texting back and forth, I don't really want to be sitting there texting someone for a minute. That's me. I don't want to do that. So I got talking to a woman about this. I say, because there was a bit of an indirect message, and to clarify, I asked my friend. I said, what do you think of this? Is this an indirect invitation for blah 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 blah? And we got talking on about how many days of texting back and forth is adequate before going out on a date, or before asking to go on a date and so forth. And it was a pattern I personally had experienced in the past, as to where I thought, because it does work sometimes to be bold and upfront and to say, come on, screw all of this, meet me here, let's go here, you know what I mean? This date, this time, over and done with. But even in the form of text, because I perceive text messages as different to communicating in person. Clearly, it's nonsensical for the most part to me to sit there reading text messages, but this is the world we live in now. You need to embrace the fact you are creating comfort, and it's non-sexualized. Yeah, you're not a creep. You're engaging on a friendly basis. You are finding things in common with this individual. And I'm not saying that the majority of the world don't do this. If anything, the majority of the world are stuck in this way. Why can't I get laid? Why can't I move on from this and that? Well, it's because you've spent the last year just talking as a friend to this person, and she won't perceive you in any other way right now. And if you were to act in a bold manner and you know, try to step up at this point, it's going to be so random and so out of the blue that it's just not going to work for you. So it's about existing in that space, but not so long that you just become white noise. It's about creating fascination, interest, engaging, not giving your all away. And then we can move on to having a date. And we can engage in that heightened attraction space. Yeah, when we're sitting there eye to eye with each other, when I can physically touch you and you can physically touch me, and we can smell and inhale each other's pheromones, and it's a completely natural, biological, fantastic bond of chemistry we will have. But up until that point, it makes no sense for me to invite you out on a date as soon as I possibly can, just due to the fact I don't have the patience to be sitting there and texting, because your subconscious brain is going to explode saying there's something uncomfortable about the fact he's just asked me out so soon, even though there's no, bad intention. It's more so down to the fact that she has had, if not she has experienced indirectly, bad people acting in that particular manner. So it's just simple pattern recognition, and you can fall into it by being too prompt, being too upfront. Okay? So I do a lot of talking about boldness. It's a law of power, entering action with boldness. If you are timid and a little bit frightened of what the outcome will be, or you're a little bit scared as to how to do it, you will make a complete fluff of the execution of the action you are wanting to do. Whereas if you are comfortable and confident and bold with your action, it comes across as a lot more fluid and a lot more concentrated and organic and reactive as far as the other person is concerned. So we talk about that a lot, but in this particular circumstance, in this particular case, you must have to practice restraint for a moment, just to ensure the security of the state of mind of that fairer person who needs to ensure their own survival, such as yourself, but more so within the physical realm, to ensure she's not putting herself in a quick, uncertain, isolated position with you, whom she doesn't know enough about, hasn't fallen comfortable enough with. And this isn't in a conscious way, this is in a subconscious way, this is in a, what lies beneath the surface. I don't know why I don't like this person, but there's something that's a little bit awkward about them. It's because you've moved on way too fast. And it's a real thing. This is why I've had a very beneficial conversation with something over this and thought, you know what, that'd be brilliant information to pass on and create a video about, because we're always learning. And it's so easy to consistently, or if not, have particular perspectives in our mind which are still rigid and masculine, whereas as salespeople, we should always look through the perspective of the market and the lead and the potential buyer. We shouldn't be looking at them and projecting our own values upon them, because that's just not going to work. It's all love, and we want to create great times and experience great, fantastic, romantic situations. And the tension that is developed through spending a little bit of time, and the comfort that is created through spending a little bit of time, overrides and overweighs and outweighs the short, sharp shock of just jumping head first into a situation which could be perceived as needy, creepy, prompt. You need to establish the momentum first, and you need to show that you're not like the rest. Do you know that cliche, oh, I'm not like the other boys? It's funny, but it's the truth. And on that note, I'm signing out. Click like, click subscribe. Peace.